scared my pap. What did it tell me? It wasn't a doctor, it was a guy I met in Chinatown. Chinaman. I gotta stop saying Chinaman. Even though as far as racial epithets go, I feel Chinaman is probably the least offensive ever. Man from China. It's hard to get that fucking worked up. It's hard to get worked up about anything now that we're all gonna die in 2 weeks. Who gives a fuck anymore about LGBTQ? I didn't even care about the coronavirus 2 weeks ago. When I was in China, it was funny. Yeah, people get outraged all the time. I'm outraged. I'm like, fuck, I wish I could be. Like, where does that have? I'm a grown person. You think I'm going to be offended by anything some fucking dude says? God damn, I walked through fucking blood and bones in New York City, man. I ate 50 eggs today. People say, why don't you eat 35? You know, I said, well, 50 just seemed like a nice round number. No, that's not true. I didn't eat 50 eggs. This is my stomach has become distended by the deadly virus coursing through my veins. Listen, I don't pretend to understand medical gobbledygook, but this doctor today told me I'm more virus than host. What does that even mean? But I'm getting ready. Fuck it. I'm buying spam and shit. I got a whole bunch of canned carrots, but it goes beyond that. You gotta really prepare. I got a room and it's got a lock on it. It got spam and firearms. Got a lot of shotguns and shit. And I'll put a fucking hole through my son's belly. I don't give a shit. If it comes right down to it, I've suddenly realized what I really care about. Only me. So anyways, go find your own spam if anything happens. 'Cause you ain't getting any from me. I was in Las Vegas, you know, just before I came here, back in the old days. And I was gambling. I'm a degenerate gambler, which is, and in Vegas they take advantage of you. They always pay me in chips. I'm like, come on, guys. Sometimes one chip, just a big chip. I'm like, what the fuck? I like going to Indian casinos, because here's the thing, I don't like fucking sleazy Vegas, you know what I mean? I don't like losing my money to these motherfuckers, you know, big corporations. Indian casinos I like, because I feel I'm giving back for, you know. Listen, I methodically murdered their people, what do you want? Which, looking back, was way out of line, you know what I mean? What was I thinking? That was an error in judgment. But anyways, I'm square, they told me last week. Square for a lot of you guys, too. I did my share. Oh, my Lord, God. Well, I'll tell you this is from the heart. I don't have any heart left. Cancer of the heart. I heard you could get that. Wouldn't that be the worst cancer? You go, my heart? What? I thought I would either die from cancer or heart, not from both. What the fuck is that? But the number one and two causes of death, cancer and heart disease. That was 4 days ago. Now they're tied for 2 and 3, distant second and third. Number one, your brain stem will start to melt from the fucking virus spinning around. Then blood will shoot out of your asshole, followed by your liver, which is your biggest organ. The coronavirus attacks the liver, and the liver hardens like a rock within 2 days. And then...
What just happened there?
Is that champagne or something? Are you guys celebrating something? Oh, that's nice. You just like drinking champagne? That's where you know you have a drinking problem. When you drink champagne. What is it, 8 in the morning? You had some champagne?
All right.
Like those people, I'll have a mimosa, hold the orange juice. Just a little orange juice, a little on the side, just a picture of an orange. So anyways, in Vegas, I realized something. You know, people go to Vegas sometimes, right? And they got a system. You know what I mean? A system. They're going to bust the bank. They're going to beat the casino. On account of they got a system. And then I realized, well, this is what happened. I was in an elevator, right? And I'm coming down the elevator. And there's a guy and a woman get on the elevator, man and a wife, it turns out. And suddenly, in the middle of nowhere, the guy blurts out to the woman, he goes, "What the fuck? Give me the money. I tell you, I don't give a fuck what I said, just give me the money." So I think that he was calling an audible on his system. That's my whole theory. It's an irrational thing, gambling, though, you know? Being addicted to gambling, it's fucking so weird. I always think to myself, what the fuck is that? You know? Go, God damn, I need to lose more money. I haven't lost money for 2 weeks. I'm starting to Jones. My bank account's getting big. Can't take it, I tell you. It's a fucking odd thing. But here's how irrational gambling is. I went by a roulette table, right? So I just walked by and I put $100 down on red, and the thing spins around, and the little silver ball lands on black. And then I say, "Fuck, I almost picked that." And everyone understood, too. That was the other odd thing. They're like, "Oh, yeah, you got it. You can't, first, you understand anything about the game of roulette? You'll understand. Here's something you don't want to do. It never works. When you play roulette, right, I bet even. And then if it hits 0, I go, "Hey, even number." 00, I don't know, that's not even a number. But 0, I proved it to the guy. It was divisible by 2. I took out a paper, I prepared a proof. I gave it to the pit boss, he brought me upstairs, the guy put a staple in my arm. He stapled my arm to my chest. Took an airplane from Las Vegas. Here's a little tip for you if you're flying in an airplane. Always pick, and by the way, I'm sorry that I'm unshaven, but I had to do this Sandler thing. Listen, if Sandler says, "Hey, Normie, I think maybe a beard," you got to do it, because then I get to be in his movie for 10 seconds. So anyways, look for that. It's coming out in a couple of years. Me for 10 seconds.
Damn.
But anyways, what I was going to say was, pick the exit row. If you're in an airplane, always pick the exit row, because you get like an extra 6 inches or a foot of legroom. And all you have to do to get the exit row is lie. What happens is, the stewardess walks up, "Flight attendant!" The flight attendant walks up. A lot of different words, okay? Words mean different things. I come from another time. I'm gonna start saying that. I come from another time. Usually it's people from the future talking like that, but I'm from the past. I come from another time. A time when I remember when I was a little boy, I said to my dad, I said, hey, Dad, I think I might be a little girl. He said, oh, yeah, they had a cock. I was like, oh.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I only tell you that story to illustrate how hateful we were back then in the old days. My dad was hateful. And now he wasn't always, he wasn't pure hateful, because every coin has an obverse, right? So he was good and he was bad. He was loving and he was hateful. He was heroic, you know what I'm saying? Like he was old when he had me. He was in the motherfucking Second World War. He fought Hitler.
Yeah.
Not for, France.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A fist fight with Hitler. Him and his buddies went over there and they sorted it out. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is people are nuanced. We all know that. They're both good and bad. So the good part of my dad is he saved us all from the icy grip of Nazi rule. The hateful thing about my dad was his crazy theory that having a cock had something to do with being a boy. We can't even understand that kind of thinking. Like, how can you have that thought? But back then, they could think these bizarre fucking I don't believe people that say this shit are progressive. I'll tell you what, progressive means the future, right? Tell me something that not every other motherfucker's telling me. And then I'll call you progressive. But you say LBGT, you just fucking memorize those letters, you fucking. Give me that horse shit. If you're progressive like me, I'm progressive, I say, I believe in the LGBTQ ABCDEFGHIJKLMNOPQRSTUVWXYZ. Now I've done my ABCs. Would you just tell me what you think of me? Because obviously you think LGBTQ fucking covers everything. You fucking narrow-minded fucking bigots. What about the D's? You probably don't even know what they are. I don't either, but they'll show up, you know. If you think it's going to stop at 26, they're going to have to invent new letters for the alphabet. Fucking touch myself. If any of you guys want to like sell one of your kidneys or something, I have $8,000. You wouldn't sell your kidney? Well, how old are you though? 50. I'm 68. 68 minus 50 is 27. 9, that's 30. 200. God damn, I shouldn't have taken all that fucking LSD before the show. I took a handful of LSD before every show. Before the show, I like to take a handful of LSD. And I had to go to the psychiatrist. They made me. And what a broken record this fucker is. All he ever says, he's like, stop taking fistfuls of LSD before every show. I'm like, wah! So I say to the guy, like that. Because, first of all, why is he an expert? You know what I mean? I'm the guy taking the fucking LSD. But he knows everything about fucking hallucinogenic drugs. And you should get a load of this guy. He's a 9-foot fucking blue dog with an ostrich head. Anyway. But he's studied all his melting bucks behind him. He knows everything. He knows everything. I can't remember. So anyways, the stewardess, right, comes up. And she tells you, listen, in case the plane crashes and black white smoke comes racing back toward you to fill your lungs and nose. Would you mind letting other people out first? Could you help people out? And then you have to say, yes, they tell you that. They go, it must be, you must say it. Like that's binding somehow, you know. Crash and you're scrambling over the wing and you go, ah, fuck, I forgot I told that lady. Back in. Go, all right, after you. So I lie. You know when you lie too much, you know. They go, would you do that? I go, yes. Oh, yes. I was going to ask you that if I could do it. That's what's funny. But of course, in real life, fuck that shit, man. I'd be kicking my own mother back. Oh, get the fuck, you had a full life? What do you want? Were you ever on the TV? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm on the TV, man. I was on the TV. I should never die of coronavirus. Do you think that there's celebrities going, hey, I hope I get that fucking coronavirus. I'll be a bigger celebrity. I'm sure there are fucking motherfuckers like that. Sorry, if that was the coronavirus coming out, I really apologize. You know, because it's probably suspended in the air around here somewhere. But if you do die in the next couple of days of the coronavirus, and it turns out that it was from me, you have my sincerest apologies, and I would give you some champagne. Hey. Oh, look. He's right. Hey, how you doing? I didn't mean to embarrass him or anything like that. What are you giving anyway? What are you giving out? Bag? Souvenirs? Of what? The glasses? Glassware. Memory. La da 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 da. Misty watercolor. Now the plane goes down, right? First of all, you ain't gonna survive anyway. Let's not fucking kid ourselves. Does anybody believe that horseshit? Oh, if the plane goes down in the Pacific Ocean, don't worry about it on account of your seat cushion is a boat. Nobody believes that. But goddamn, why did I buy that boat? I should have bought a bunch of seat cushions. You could have a whole fleet of them for that kind of money. Goddamn sniffling. Oh, fucking shit. Listen, don't worry about it. It's the cocaine. I did this cocaine. I don't have enough for anybody, but everybody. I have enough for myself. But it's going down the back of my throat, and it's that fucking baby laxative. This motherfucker cuts it, but my dealer, he's always frying fucking, rice-a-roni with his shirt off, and he's fucking, damn, you know, I'm like, I can't. It's like, well, can't you just give me the Coke without the baby laxative in it? Like, I'll pay more? He's like, that's not how it works, fella. Whatever. Oh my God, oh man. I love you too, sweetheart. You know, if you go down at that speed on an airplane, there's nothing left of you. You are nothing, vaporized, stuff. You're stuff. That's what they find, a plane load of stuff. Ashes to ashes, stuff to stuff. They find you in the plane, and then, of course, your relatives, they want to get you back because they want closure, you know? They go, goddamn, I keep thinking of Timmy's final thought on the downward spiral. Can't get to sleep. I was thinking about it. If only I could look at his remains. Then I could put it all behind me. Have a good night's sleep after that. And you're not gonna, I don't want to, disabuse you of any happy notions yet, but you're not gonna get your kid. Forget about that dream. You think they construct you, they go, oh, look, that looks like, look at that. Silver, orange, that looks like the hair of Timmy. Let's put him together, because didn't you find his thigh bone here? He goes, that's insanity. They got work to do. They just go on a plane. They go, all right, maybe they find your ID. Go, it says here, Norm, 190 pounds. Okay, let's shovel 190 pounds of stuff into a bag. Come on, guys. God damn. Daylight's burning. Write Norm on the side of that one. Send it over to Norm's mother. She'll let us see it. Then my mother gets to go, oh, excellent. I don't remember Norm having 3 ears, but I guess none of us really knew him after all. Each to the other a stranger. The only time you ever survive in an airplane crash is if you crash into the Andes. Then God, in His mercy, lets you. You know, God likes to laugh as much as I do. So He goes, hey, listen, I'm not going to make these guys die right away. First, I'm going to have them, battle a moral quandary. Cannibalism. I believe that's how this whole fucking thing started, by the way. Somebody ate a bat. That's what I heard. Somebody in China ate a fucking bat. See, that's what we get for being, everybody should be, I believe in Joaquin Phoenix, everybody should be a vegetarian or vegan. What? It's the ethical thing that you shouldn't kill animals. Fucking have an impossible bat.
You guys all
If everybody just had an impossible bat.
You guys two take the glass home. I'll bring 2 more, okay?
Thank you.
But I'm against cannibalism. If you know anything about any of my work, I like to give back, And I'm not going to fucking preach to you people, you know what I mean? You believe what you believe about fucking cannibalism, and I'm not going to change your mind. But I like to get the young people. Oh, the young people. I travel all across this great continent, except for Mexico. I'm not going to do that. But the other 2 countries of this great continent. And I go to elementary schools, and I go to middle schools, and I go to high schools, and I talk to the kids. I go, listen. I go like this, listen. You might think it's cool to eat a guy in fucking algebra class. I'm not going to lie to you, you will be the talk of the school for quite some time. But the future, I say, the future. Think about the future. I go like that, But sometimes I think on my high horse on account, I go, oh, I'm against cannibalism, but I've never really faced anything because I've always lived in a world that had a lot of cheese sandwiches. But what about the Andes? No cheese sandwiches. So they get there and they have to decide. And they always take too long. That's the problem. You know what I mean? They wait till they're maddened by hunger, and they always decide the same thing, to eat everybody inside. Then by this time they've waited 40, 50 days, they're like, they're gorging. You shouldn't gorge. They're like, they got eating a co-pilot, and they got co-pilot all over them. Anyways, you're not supposed to gorge. I read that in a book. So nutritionists say. Graze, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have small, don't gorge. This is what I implore you.
Some of the space drafts are $18.
Don't gorge, like
some of them are
graze, which means like you wake up, you have a small little portion of co-pilot. Then mid-morning you have another small little portion of co-pilot.
Weird.
I think it's the glasses.
And at noon, you have a small little portion of
Are
co-pilot.
you gonna keep this?
And then-
But then how come I bought the
can
same
send
one
you the
twice?
thing
You
on
gotta
the
keep the same
link.
glass. Sounds like I should get 2 fucking glasses. Or like, why is there a
The problem is they're not grazing because they waited too long, if you were listening earlier, where they were gorging.
I think there's the same number, $18 because there are glasses.
That's because they didn't prepare themselves for the eventuality. You see what I mean? I'll tell you something, for you young folks in the crowd, I'm an old fella. You gotta prepare yourself for every eventuality this world's gonna throw at you, and they're gonna throw a lot at you. I know what I do, because I got it set up in my head. Like when I was flying here from Las Vegas, we hit some turbulence. I was like, I'm eating that fucker in 13A. That looked delicious. I saw him on the way in.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The driver drove me from the airport right to here. And he said to me, he's driving me to he said, you know what's great about Orange County? No racists. There's no racism. I go, what, man? What are you talking about? He said, there's no racism. So anyways, I'm driving and I'm looking around. Everybody's white. Right? So I say to the guy, I go, well, you know, it's pretty easy to say you're not racist. There's no black people at all. The guy goes, we got our share. Hey, what the fuck is that? Why is every cabbie racist? Does anybody know that? I think it's because nobody argues with them. Like, you know what I mean? When I get into a cab, the guy starts saying racist stuff, I fucking agree with the guy. I don't give a shit. I'm not Tucker Carlson tonight. I just want to get home. So I just agree with whatever. It gets more and more horrible. I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. He had the right idea. Listen, can you just get me? One guy, this is what one guy said to me. He goes, you know what the kind of problem is in the goddamn city, don't you? I go, I have a pretty good idea. What is it? And he goes, too many fucking brindle heads. So anyways, I didn't know what that meant. So I go home and I look it up on the computer, which is very smart. They don't have any brindle head. This is a computer. They have brindle, right? And then they have a head, but there's no way of putting them together in any comprehensive, meaningful way that would make you hate a race. So, anyway, I don't mind blaming the fucking brindle heads, as long as we don't know what it means. They can be the scapegoat. As a matter of fact, what about a goat? You know, the old people, maybe they had some bad ideas, but maybe they had some good ideas. You know, what if we blamed all the problems like immigration and gun and everything on goats? Go fuck those fucking goats over there eating tin cans and shit. Let's fucking burn one into God, you know? And then everything will be cool, and you know the tuition prices will be. It's an election year. So this is a particularly hard time for me because everybody wants to know your opinion. I don't have any opinions. I'll tell you honestly. I have opinions like that everybody knows, but they're not really opinions. You know, like yellow's the best color, whatever. You know. But I don't have. I come from a different time. Like when I was young, people would have maybe 6 opinions. Sometimes you meet a guy have 8 opinions and go, God damn, that fucker's opinionated. But anyways, we had 6 opinions. And most of the opinions were about food, I'll be honest with you. Most of the time it's like, Frankenberry, what are you, retarded? But you gotta have an opinion about everything, you know? Especially comedians. Because somewhere along the way, I don't know what happened, but I've been a comedian for 30 years, people started thinking comedians were smart. But no, I know comedians. We're all fucking retards, right? But people will go, hey, what about that big problem with the Panama Canal? We should ask a comedian. What do you think? Now, in the old days, no one did this, you know what I mean? No one went, hey, should we bring back the troops from Vietnam early? Because, you know, that's going to be the election. We should ask Red Skeleton. No one did that. But now, comedians are thought to be very, very smart. Because they pretend they're smart. A lot of them pretend they're smart, let's face it. I read this one thing. It said, the comic is the modern day philosopher, you know? At first I thought, I wonder what the actual modern day philosophers think about that. They're working hard, man. It's a hard job, because most of the shit has been written. They're trying to come up with new philosophy, and they're like working like dogs, and then they go, hey, who the fuck is Bill Maher? Anything new here at all? Bill Maher's a bit of a expert. He's a theologian, I know that. You know you know how God exists? You know that question? Does God exist? A question that's plagued mankind since the dawn of time. Well, Bill Maher's figured it out. He had some time between his whore and his weed to do a little theologian. I am not an atheist. I'm not strong enough to be an atheist. I'm not smart enough to be an atheist. But I'll tell you something. If I was an atheist, I would never try to talk anybody else into being an atheist. Not right to me. Sin. I know atheists don't believe in sin. But to me, that's a sin. Because what are you doing? You know, you're going up to people, excuse me, you with the glint of hope in your eye. Come on over here. I want to tell you a thing.
Yeah.
You're born, you get sick, you die, and they put some dirt on you. Okay, so, you want to come over to my house and talk about it all day with my friends? That's all we do. We have a podcast. But I try to be a good, and first of all, anybody can get into heaven. You know, I'm a Christian, but I'm not one of those people that fucking try to shove it down your throat. Like, anybody can get into heaven. If you live a good life, you know what I mean? And you treat people kindly, and, you do the best you can, and you accept Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, you'll get into heaven. I think it's the hardest thing in the world. All you have to do is go, I accept Jesus as your personal Savior. And it's over. Not like you have to do things every day. They do have rules, You know what? Like, people sometimes think Christians are very, very fucking, self-righteous. But it's not true. A true Christian is very humble. He knows that he's a sinner. He knows he can't help but sin. All he can do is sin, And I know this from real life because I try to be a good Christian, and yet I eat apples. On page 1 of the book. By the way, that book changes fast. God damn. You read the first page, this is going to be the greatest book ever. God damn. And the fucking garden, you get to do anything they want. Oh my God. And you turn the page, holy fuck, what fuck? Because on page 2, it's Eve. Fucking apple all over. Like, I love women and everything like that, but I don't like Eve. Because I got like a back, like a thing came out, L3, something like that. Whatever. I don't want to bore you with all the... But anyways, I have a shooting pain down my leg from my back, down to my heel, right? So anyways, the doctor was telling me that's because of Eve. So, of course I'm going to carry some hard feelings, But I try not to. I try to forgive. You're supposed to forgive. You're supposed to be a Christian. What about, things like the 10 Commandments? Some of them are very easy, like thou shalt not kill. Come on, Not so hard. By the way, don't you find it weird that murder is considered a worse crime than manslaughter? Isn't that odd? Like murder, you just shoot a guy in the head. You ever slaughter a man? It takes like 25 minutes. The guy's being slaughtered the whole time, like he knows what's going on. OJ, yeah. Great O.J. McDuffie. I'll tell you this, though.
Jesus.
I don't like that. I wrote down this. Small world. Right, I wrote it down right here. Small world. Just think about small world. I don't like it. I don't like that phrase. Don't like it. Polar opposite. I don't like it. Let's say I took you, right, and I just dropped you on the South Pole or the North Pole. And go, where are you? You might easily say the wrong one. Because they're so incredibly similar. Couldn't be more similar. Polar similar. But small world, this is what I posit to you, that the world's not small just because you go to France and meet a guy from Irvine. You know what I mean? Like, you go to France, and you look at the Arch of Triomphe, and there's a fellow that sits down next to me, you go, hey, where are you from, fella? I'm from Irvine. The guy goes, I'm from Irvine too. Small world, you say, but no, proves nothing. The fact that you're saying it proves the obverse, because, come on, most of the time you're going to go there, you're going to go, hey, fella, where are you from? I'm from Irvine. He's going to go, I'm from Paris, France. Just live there over there. Big world, huh? God damn, this is a giant planet. I've rethought my small world thing from last year. This world is so big, we don't know each other. We have fucking, I know 12 people. What about you? Small world, it's huge, huge, huge world. God damn, I should have eaten 50 eggs.
50 eggs.
Regret.
Yeah, got it.
I had a few. That's Frank Sinatra. My friend was going, one thing, I have no regrets. I go, Frank Sinatra, he had regrets, you fucker. Anyways, yeah, this election's coming up, so you can know stuff. And people, oh, what's your opinion on what you give me? You go, this is who I'm voting against. The coronavirus. Okay, if anyone supports the coronavirus, fuck that guy. I'm dropping that guy. He's out. Oh, I hate the corona fucking virus. Oh my God. Imagine you wake up, right, tomorrow, and there's 7 people around you in hazmat suits. Now listen, enjoy the next week. I shouldn't rain on people's parade. The next 2 weeks, I would say, is going to be, that's what we should consider the parade of our lives. You know? Before blood starts coming out of every ears and nose and filling the lungs. I just hope I don't get it. I would trade everyone else in the world getting it to me. Isn't that interesting?
He's right.
Interesting.
I say retard too much in my act. And I gotta tell you, I'll tell you this right now. When I'm talking about retards, I am talking, just to be clear, about people who have Down syndrome. And listen, there's gotta be context to these things. The guy got real mad, some fucking newspaper writer, he's like, you're stupid. He called me stupid, which also, why isn't that bad? You know? You call a guy stupid, well, that's an insult to stupid people. They don't fucking have any control over how stupid they are. Anyways, context is very important. What I said in my head is I love retards, you know? And I don't say Down syndrome. I don't say people with Down syndrome because I don't want people to think I'm a doctor. Want me to hit their knee with a hammer. You know these doctors. Can you believe we still allow doctors to hit our knee with a fucking hammer? It's like from the cartoons back in the 50s. Guy hits your knee with a hammer, my knee! Ah! And he writes down, he's like, excellent. Exactly how you should react when he's struck by you. Good for you. Oh. Boy, it's hot, huh? I mean, I know a lot of this is just symptoms, but it's also, I feel it's actually hot as well. A lot of the heat is just coming from the amount of people in here. By the way, congrats. It was so nice of you guys to come and sit beside strangers. Very nice. Thank you very much. Clap. Clap while you're still able. Who thought it would end this way? I always thought it'd be the Arabs.
Arabs.
That's a good thing you can say anything. There's absolutely no reason to be politically correct about anything because we're all equal, because we're all going to be dead in a month. Yep. 30 days from now, this will be an empty room. The wolves will rule. If you happen to survive by some, incredible stroke of luck, don't expect the hungry timber wolves to have an ounce of pity. This is my thing with retards. I love retards. Listen, here's the problem. I envy retards. I had a friend when I was a little kid. This is a true story. My father made me be friends with a retard. Now this was before TV movies and shit where it's cool. And his name was Vipon. He was my friend. And I didn't get along well in class. People didn't like me. And it didn't help when Vipon, in class, kissed me on the lips. But looking back, I realized it was sweet and everything. But at the time, this was before TV movies. But ever since, I loved Vipon, and I've had like 2 retarded friends since then. As an adult, it's been hard, because like in my apartment, 4 doors down, there's 2 elderly parents, and they have a retarded son, and I said, I want to be his friend, and they said no, for obvious reasons, because it's a cynical world we live in, But here's my thing, I envy retards, right? Like, because they're happy. I don't understand pitying them. And what is a worse sin, I ask you? Pity or envy? I don't know. I have to go consult scriptures for a couple of hours. I'll be right back. No, I can't answer that question. But I tell you this, I envy retards. If there's a serum making me a retard, I'll take it in a second because they have happiness. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever been happy, but it's not easy. And how often are you happy? Not like a retard who's happy all day. You have little times where you're happy. You know what I mean? Like me, when I first wake up, are you like that? You wake up, hey, there's my Tempur-Pedic pillow I bought. Excellent. That's my best purchase ever. But then light comes in through the bottom of the door, and then suddenly your life is all around you. You're like, fucking stupid life. Why did I do that? What kind of a thing am I? And then you went to the bathroom. You ever look in the bathroom mirror? I'm not talking about physical, but you look straight into your eyes, and your eyes look straight back at you. And you're like, what the fuck have I become? This wasn't the way it was supposed to. And that I like to have a retarded friend go, I like bananas. I never thought of it that way. How about that? I like bananas too. They're yellow. Of course they're yellow. The best color of all. When you say you and I go buy a banana, a yellow banana. But pity, I'll never understand. Since when is pity a gift? I see people, you know, they'll look at retarded people and they'll shake their heads sadly, you know? Oh, look at those retards over there laughing.
Jesus.
They don't understand the horror of life. That's it. They can't comprehend the wolfish nature of man. Makes me shake my head sad. The most tragic part of all is there's no cure. You know they'll probably die happy. I gotta shake my head sadly for a while. You know, I have a friend. I have a friend, right? He went to school. He went to college, and he took psychology. Now, I don't know psychology, you know what I mean? I know, you know how you have your brain that's in the front, but in the back you have another brain? So I don't know whether I believe it or not. But my friend, everything is psychology to this guy, you know, my friend. So he'll say like, one time I remember I was having dinner with the guy, and he says, I had a glass of milk. I love milk. My God, a chilled glass of milk, what's better than that, you know? So I have milk. So the guy says to me, you know why you like drinking milk, don't you? So I go, well, it's not because I enjoy the taste, because I know this guy, you know. So he goes, no, it has nothing to do with it. He goes, you're drinking milk because you miss sucking on your mother's breasts. So now I have a glass of milk. What am I going to guzzle it down? You know? The milk's gone now. It's off the fucking. And you guys don't know my mother, but she's 88 years old. You know what I mean? She's a lovely woman, but she's not, you know. She is the greatest person I've ever met, my mother. I've been thinking about this as we reach the end of civilization. That my mother is like a saint, you know what I mean? And I think, like the Me Too movement, you know, a lot of people have different opinions on that. To me, it's the only like revolution I've ever witnessed, you know? It's here, and the speed of it is spectacular. You have women who have been basically slaves for the past 400, 500, 600, since forever. And now they're given what they should have always been given, their birthright, equality, right? So it's a wonderful, beautiful thing. But every revolution has casualties. And I was thinking perhaps my mother is one of those casualties, the type of woman my mother is. And I'm sure you know women like this, you know what I mean? Like it could be your mother, maybe it's your grandmother, depending on how old you are. But it's the women that, remember there were, like when I was young, my mother is selfless, you know? We'd be eating and she'd be like, everybody, do you have enough? Do you need more gravy? There's potatoes and you have the, oh, the turnips! You know, you have the turnips and you get some more. And I go, yeah, you want something to eat, Mom? You gonna come? And she go, I'll eat up here, you know. So she was just eating like the scraps of what we ate, and then after it's like, you don't want us to wash dishes, right? She's like, no, you watch your games. So my mother's still alive. She lives right next to me, and she is the most wonderful person, you know.
Thank you.
But I don't think that they'll exist anymore. I honestly don't. Like her eyes shine love. She has never uttered a phrase that's had a drip of irony to it. You know what I mean? She's just a beautiful person. Like she will go to the store. The other day she went to the store. She came back. She's like, I have the funniest story, Norm. I go, what happened? She goes, a woman at Yummy, she bought a pineapple for $1.69, but last week was $1.19. I said, that's not a story. It's not funny, I know that, but it's certainly not, I don't think it qualifies as a story. And yet I'd trade places with her in a second, you know, because she's so happy. Not retarded happy, but very, very, very happy. But I wonder what would become of those type of women, because I think it's a particularly feminine necklace. I don't know. Oh, I know why. Because I don't want to suck her tits, that's why. Maybe that makes me shallow. I have a friend of mine, 586 pounds, this guy. I'm not lying to you. When I was young, I'm blessed enough to have the 4 friends that I had in grade 3. Still, I'm in touch with them. You know, we've all grown, obviously. But the one guy, he was chubby at the time, but then he became obese, morbidly obese. Now he's 586 pounds, and now he's going to start to. He's really taking it seriously. He's going to get better. So we got psychiatrists with him, nutritionists with him. There's 4 of us. One of us goes see him all the time. He's right here in Los Angeles. And 586 pounds. We're all 100% behind him. I was not 100%. Like, part of me wanted to gain 14 pounds. But he said a thing that struck me very odd. Oh, this can't be good. I don't know how this will affect the joke, but maybe you'll like it. Maybe it's the last joke I ever tell. He's 586 pounds. But anyways, this is what he told me. He said, you wouldn't know it, Norm, but you know, at one point in my life, I was only 135 pounds. And I said, yes, I know that. You were every weight up to 586 pounds. I think, right? You didn't just show up looking like that. Well, Mrs. Jorgensen gave birth to a wonderful 586-pound baby. We had to do a C-section with them. Killed 14 people in childbirth. Big baby. Anyways, you guys are wonderful. The show ended a long time ago. Remember to wash your hands. That's going to do anything. Maybe we should just face it. Straight in the fucking face. I like being up on stage. Usually this was my escape from life, you know, but now it's so deep in my head, you know, my oncoming perishing. I can't seem to drop it. I can't seem to let it evaporate. But listen, we're all going to die from something. Well, we know what we're going to die from. It's not like there's any mystery. It sort of equalizes everything. It's sort of beautiful in a way. 2 weeks from now, wolves. Wolves will rule the world. It's about time, I say. You know, we talk about all the poor. Oh, what about these people? Oh, what about they were discriminated against? What about a fucking wolf? You ever think of this about wolves? There's like 30,000 something wolves in the world. There's 100 billion dogs, right? But a dog was a fucking wolf. But he was just a cowardly wolf. And I was like, oh, I go with the people. They give me cookies, you know. The wolf's going, you fucking pussy, we could tear their fucking throats out. I'm a goddamn wolf. Fucked if I'll sit in a fucking bag for shit. A wolf, pal. Then we treat them bad, you know what I mean? We don't even treat them like they're human. They don't have to vote. Nobody talks about that. Oh, no. If only they'd eaten the impossible bat. Well, this is fizzling to an end. As we all will.
Jesus.
Oh. There's nothing odd about this, is there? Does that look normal? No. We're not all gonna die. like in the next week, I was exaggerating for the point of comic hyperbole, but in the next week, there's about 600 people here. I would say 60 of you dead. Okay, now, I'm not going to point out which ones because I don't think that's fair. But please get your affairs in order, you know what I mean? Start believing in something, anything. Believe in any God, you know what I mean? You don't have to pick mine. Pick a false one. Listen, I may have picked a false one. That's one of my worst fears. Like that I die and I wake up, I'm like, it's you! No, what? I thought it was the other guy. No, crazy. What was I doing? I should have been slaying infidels the whole time. God damn it. Wouldn't you? Just my luck. Oh, well. Whatever. I know, I understand. Listen,
Jesus.
you guys have been wonderful. I love you. Take care of yourselves. And you take care of
Norm MacDonald, everybody! Right. Give a round of applause to Jeremy McKiernan, your feature act tonight. My name is DJ Demers. One more time for Norm MacDonald.